The hamstrings are the least sexiest muscle of all time. If you have them, man, it's great and great looking. But if you don't or you injure one, oh boy, then you really know how important they are. Hi, this is John and welcome back to my channel. So today I was training my legs and I was really led to come on back and talk to you about, in particular, I filmed parts of my workout right here in my garage gym, and I wanted to share with you some of the reasoning behind what I do and also why I use certain exercises on clients in particular. So one of the things that I did in this workout today was I was really focusing a little bit more on my hamstrings, but there's no leg curl here in the gym. John, right? There's no leg curl. So how can I have trained my hamstrings? And I know you're going to say stiff leg deadlifts and Romanian deadlifts and things like that, right? Well, that was part of it. I did in fact do stiff leg deadlift. It was a hybrid between that and the Romanian deadlift in the way that I did pauses at the bottom. One of the functions of your hamstring is to turn your body into an L shape from here to here, and then your hamstrings are stretched. Lower back is flat, holding onto a bar, knees barely bent. And then from there, the hip coming forward, shoo, like this, you're being pulled up by your hamstrings. So your hamstrings, that's one function of your hamstrings. Doing regular style conventional deadlifts or the kind I just described and I'm showing you right now. As I'm about to do these stiff-legged deadlifts with pauses at the bottom, I'll let you know that I am using an overhand grip, a double overhand grip with straps, just so that my grip does not become an issue. And I pause at the bottom with a fairly decent stretch on those hamstrings. I've always had very loose hamstrings. I've been stretching them for 35 years, virtually every day. I highly advise that you look back on one of my videos on stretching those hamstrings and keeping them loose. But you can see, you give a definite pause, and then boom, the hips come driving forward to get me back up. I do this for 8 to 12 repetitions on each set of these that I do. Those are the type of deadlifts I did today with those definitive pauses at the bottom. Makes it very difficult. I couldn't use anywhere near the kind of weight I would normally use on that exercise. Secondarily, and more primary to our everyday living, the primary function of your hamstring is not this, doing a leg curl, pulling your foot up towards your behind. That's not the primary function. The primary function of your hamstring is hip extension, extending back, or as in running, hitting the floor and boom, running, throwing that foot back. That movement itself, hip thrusters of all kinds, single leg, double leg, barbell, the booty builder machine, take your pick. Any one of those. So today I did hip thrusters with the barbell. As many of you know, barbell hip thrusters are by far one of my favorite glute and hamstring exercises. But in this case, because I have already pre-exhausted my hamstrings with those stiff-legged deadlifts, man, they're getting hit hard on this exercise. I give a definite pause at the top on every repetition. 10 repetitions is my magic number for me. And I have a neutral pelvic tilt all the way with the chin tucked in. After I had done those RDL, those stiff-legged deadlifts with the pauses at the bottom, so my hamstrings were quite fatigued by the time I got to doing those hip thrusters. And let me tell you, what a blast to those hip thrusters. To those hamstrings. What kind of repetitions did I do? On the hip thrusters today, I did 10 repetitions, excuse my stuttering right there. I did 10 repetitions. That was the goal. 10 repetitions with a decent weight, 315, 340 or 50 pounds. And then on the RDLs, or those stiff-legged deadlift hybrids, because I did have a slight bend in my knees, I did on that one 8 to 12 repetitions with a pause at the bottom of every single one of them. So making it very difficult. Great workout doing those stiff leg deadlifts followed by the hip thrusters on those hamstrings. I'm already feeling it right now. So I wanted to share that with you today and some of the thinking behind why I don't necessarily prioritize leg curls. And neither should you, for that matter. Leg curls are more of a secondary function to the hamstrings. Yes, they do work the hamstring a little bit lower towards the knee, but that's not the primary function of those hamstrings. So we've been kind of brainwashed over the years to believe that leg curls are the only way to go for those hamstrings, but that's just not the truth. The real deal is it's more like a third option behind stiff leg deadlifts, RDLs, and hip thrusters. So that's it. From my heart to you, John Hart. Thanks for stopping by today.
Remember to hit the subscribe button below and feel free to comment as well.